So this is my project Microverse that I have created in Unity 5 for the Oculus Rift. This is the inside of a room that you'll see inside the Oculus Rift. And then this, although we won't be able to see it very easily because I don't have a second monitor handy. It's set to a second monitor. But this was projected on the back of the participant who put on the Oculus Rift, and both of these spheres are 360-degree equirectangular projections, which means that this image wraps around 360 degrees around the sphere in order to create the illusion of depth or being in the space. Here is in play mode with the Oculus Rift turned on. They're simply wearing the Oculus Rift while facing a wall. The monitor is not near them. The only thing they have is the Rift, and then there's the projection on top of them. And the way that they interact with this space is by looking at objects. For example, this object right now just fell because I looked at those puzzle pieces. And then, in the projection, the puzzle piece layer would disappear, as well as the puzzle pieces over here, which are the hint that what you're supposed to interact with. And then the TV and the poster are still in the projection space. And then right here, this is interesting, this is how the program determines where you're looking. This is a raycast, which goes into the puzzle object, and if it collides with it, then it starts this animation and destroys the object that is in the other sphere. So then if I interact with this object, that wall falls down, and then if I interact with that poster, that falls down. And now what happens is that the sky changes and becomes this 360 capture of my room with the lights off. These are both videos. And this is the other sphere, which has my room with the lights on, and it looks fuzzy because I put a few videos together, and so they fade in and out of my room in one state to another. So then this is a video. You can see by the artifacting. Oh, and then it stopped. That was the end of the video. This experience is an experience that requires at least 2 people or more, because the experience of looking at the space within the Rift and outside of it is very different. And I noticed that once a lot of people took off the Oculus Rift, they were surprised to see the video and the sphere over here, and surprised to see that things were changing on the outside as well as the inside. And that was a really interesting part of this project for me. Just some basic video footage that I used. This is the 360 capture of my room that was taken using the Ricoh Theta. It is about 40 seconds long. I had a lot more video beforehand, but I just wanted to cut down how much I'd use, because Unity really doesn't play that well with video, especially if it has to convert video itself. It really likes to throw a hissy fit. So I wanted to keep the video as short as possible to limit any issues that there could be. And so there's my cat. Yeah, this is just my room in various states of finals week. It actually got cleaner instead of messier. I tend to clean when I get stressed out, so it worked out that I could show my room in various states that way. And then here is the dark video. And it's just my room with the lights off and the string lights on. The way that we're able to look at these in 360 space is that they are mapped to the equirectangular spheres. So the major way that this worked involves this main script called player looking at, which I modified from a different script I found, which casts the raycast, which is that green line, at an object, and then it runs into the object's the box collider, which is basically what you would use in a game if you were to, say, run into an object and then have it fly off. You'd use a box collider. Or if you were to, say, pick up an object. The script basically involves sending this ray out of the object's collider, and then if the collider is hit, starting animations, destroying spheres, and setting a flag so that I know that the object has been hit. So it ended up being very simple. I plan to do something more in depth, but this was more of a exploration of the idea of a room, how it would look like for somebody who was in it versus somebody who is remembering all of the subjective things, the emotional ties with the room that they have might once been in. And so I was kind of exploring those ideas of kind of dream space versus real space in the case of this sphere here, where it's an actual room, by having it so that the participant would have to physically interact to unlock the pieces of this physical room, and then being able to see the physical room in night and day.